That's much better. I don't like when the camera's at me. Nobody wants to see my ugly mug. I don't want to see my ugly mug. Alright, so I'm always die hard. Let's go top water because it's the most theatrical. That's when I'm watching videos, I like watching top water. So, and I'll probably say that again when a couple people get in here, but I'm going to try some soft plastics today. I mean, I'm still doing stuff I have confidence in, but we are definitely going to try something different. Because I have not caught a fish now in probably my last 5 or 6 lives. And it's either I'm horrible or the fish are extremely camera shy. It may be a combination of both. Shit, I don't care. It is what it is. I've been enjoying being out here. I know that. But I know today it's like 102 degrees. Okay, it's not 102 degrees. It feels like 102 degrees. It is like 90 degrees. Try and get over there by that lay down without getting too close to it. Did some alterations. I cut that big old pole down that my depth finder was on. Hopefully I didn't cut it down too much. I cut it down just enough for my kayak, so I'm hoping I didn't mess it up for my John boat. But that's okay, we'll find out. I probably won't be taking my John boat out much this year. I'm probably going to do a lot of stuff by the house, which is going to be here at this lake or at Lake Cosby. But right now what I'm doing is I'm rolling with the LS bait. It's the Morning Dawn. I got a caffeine shad kicker on there. Using my Asagi reel. I'm sorry, my Asagi pole. And the MGTI reel from Cascade. Really not seeing a whole lot on the like I said, worst fisherman on YouTube. I literally just caught one of my poles on the back of my kayak. That's why I don't bring 4 poles. But I can say I caught something today. I hope everyone's having a good day on a Monday. Personally, I love Mondays. Even if I'm doing stupid stuff like this, but that's alright. Alright, just so everyone's... I'm using the LS Lures jig, the Morning Dawn, and I got a... what is that? Caffeine shad kicking behind it. Not tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all coming checking this out. Just trying to get it all started. I was always doing grilling and all that. Before that, I was metal detecting. My wife laughs at my ADHD. You can look at my YouTube and be like, "Look, you've like categorized your ADHD all the way down." And sure enough, I have, but that's alright. Got a little bit of wind out here, which is good because it's 90 degrees, but I was all excited because I saw we have a lot of cloud cover, and like the last couple times I get out here and there's no clouds. So I'm staying away from the top water because I always do top water because I love top water. I even brought my scale out here again because I'm counting on using it again today. Starting off with how hot it is. I'm starting off over here by the dam where it's a lot deeper. Just had a dragonfly riding in on my line. It's like, really? Hey, how you doing today? All right, we got something under the boat. Oh, kayak. It's nice to get something in the kayak other than me. That's something long. There is something really big in here, and I really want to catch it. Uh, that, I don't know what that would be. It's hot as it is. I'm hoping we see some deer coming down here to get some water. Everything I have seen on the screen has been about 5 feet. Haven't seen anything lower than that. Oh, let's let that bad boy sink. Let's see what happens. Where's everybody watching from? Little game I like to play. I had someone in here talking with me watching from Serbia the other day. I thought that was pretty cool. I got some worms in the mail today that I really want to try out before I leave. They're some I've never seen before, but on the bass fishing Facebook page, someone said that was their last one. I was wondering if anyone knew what they were so they could order more. And everyone's like, yeah, those are great. Use those all the time. And I'm like, yeah, if it'll help me out, I'll try it. So it's a river fork ring fry, maybe. But I'm gonna give it a try on a wacky rig here in a little bit. I have never used a wacky rig. I've always been a hard baits person. So I'm trying to branch out, if you will. I say that as I cast at the front of a lay down. Try not to get too sunburned today. Like I said, I was excited because it was a bunch of cloud cover. Looked at the radar. The radar even showed a bunch of cloud cover. I'm like, that's what's up. And I get out here and there's no cloud cover. So I got the Dizzy Diamond. I'm gonna give that a try. From BizBaits, I'm gonna give that a try in a second. On the bottom, there's not a whole lot of vegetation over here, so if I'm gonna do some bottom fishing, I need to bring my kayak out because anywhere that I can get to with on the bank, there's vegetation and quite a bit of it. The little birds are out there catching minnows. All right, something just hit it. I can go over there where it's a little shallower. Gets in the shade over there quicker. That's usually where I'm at, is over there on the bank in the shade in the afternoons. Like I said, I'm trying to get out and try some different baits and see what else is going to work in this lake. Hey, well, I got some of y'all in here. Let me throw this out here real fast. If y'all don't mind, at some point, either now or later or whenever, go check out underneath my releases tab on my channel and check out my music. I appreciate that. If you like it, cool. Add it to a playlist. If you don't like it, that's cool too. Give it a thumbs down or whatever and leave it alone. But pretty much everything is a story from my life one way or another. Um, at some point or another. Like a lot of it's about my wife. A lot of it's about fishing and hunting, and some about work. And even got a couple about my ex-wife. Yeah. She should just be happy someone wrote a song about her. So that's funny. The wind's blowing the other way now. It was blowing me to the shore behind me. Now it's blowing me straight ahead. I don't want to go over there because that's where I fish in the afternoons when I walk. Like I said, I usually don't bring my kayak. Let's make a wake real quick. Get moved to a different spot. During the week, I don't bring my kayak, but I just went ahead and went home. Got my kayak today. But yeah, if y'all could check out my music underneath my releases tab. My publisher releases all my music there first before it goes to all the streaming platforms. So, and it's funny because anything under the releases tab, I can't do nothing with it. I can't like it. I can't share. Well, I can share it. That's the only thing I can do. I can't comment on it. I can't even delete it. So it's my page. That's crazy. It's my music. I guess that's what it is about having an artist page. Everyone else got their hand in there one way or another. And the other morning, this morning dawn jig, I had had a really big blow up on it. It's kind of crazy. A fish actually pushed it to the surface and jumped out of the surface. I have a pretty good little video of it. Let's see here. I guess to my left there's a fish. Well, there was a minute ago. I don't know where it's at now. Yeah. Wouldn't mind having a live scope. As bad as I am at fishing, it'd probably help. Darn sure wouldn't hurt. So like I can see where the fish are at on my Garmin, but I don't know where they're going. I don't know which way they're going. Maybe if I could tell which side is the head and which side was the tail, that would help. See if I can get over here under these trees without getting in the trees. Where do y'all fish at? You know, what state? Like I've done a lot of fishing in Florida. I live down there, so a little bit of a culture shock coming back to Alabama. And to have to learn how to do freshwater fishing. So this is all, there's a lot of, that's why a lot of it's still new to me. I found a few things that worked and I just stuck with them. Where down in Florida I knew all kinds of stuff. That's in the Tampa area. Now, I'm northeast of Birmingham. I travel pretty much all over Birmingham or Alabama to fish. I'm just gonna let that bad boy sink all the way down and see what happens. Of course, I say that, and there's a fish 5 feet down. So now I'm underneath it. It's a big fish. I tell you, there's some monsters in here. I know there's at least one in here that is a beast that I really want to catch. That wind's blowing me over here by this tree now. And I'm the only person that's supposed to be fishing out here, but it's funny because I come over here and I cut a bunch of string out of this tree. I don't know, maybe it was just floating around. But there's a jig on it. Right there. Montana. That's awesome. I am actually at a lake in central Alabama. It's a small lake, but it's plenty big for me. And there are a lot of fish in there, but we've been in a drought. That's the only thing I can really attribute it to, because like in the last couple of weeks, the bite has been horrible. And I got like 7 one day, and then I got like 2 or 3 the next day, and then I haven't got nothing since. And I'm kind of excited because we're supposed to have like 10 days of rain coming up. And I'm hoping that kind of just resets everything. I guess during the drought, oxygen levels go down. The water's dropped like 4 feet. I am fishing for bass. There's a lot of bass in here. A lot of big ones, a lot of little ones. What I'm using is from LS Lures. I'm trying to get away from using hard baits all the time, because that's what I've always used. But I'm using their Morning Dawn jig, and I have the caffeine shad. I think the Strike King on there. And I want to try some just plastics today and try. I might use a couple hard baits, but I'm trying to stay away from the hard baits today, just because I want to try something new. I want to see what else works in the lake. Top water usually works in it really good, but like I said, right now it's 90 degrees and sun's out. It says we're supposed to have a cloud cover with light wind. We're getting wind blowing in every direction. Light. It's moving me a little under half a mile an hour, so I've caught a lot of fish by this tree right here over the years. Well, I say over the years, I've only been coming out here since last fall. All right, there we go. Sun went away. I have a spinner bait I'm going to try. Just the things I have tied up right now. Oh, there we go. There's something right there. But there's not a whole lot of vegetation over here, so I'm going to definitely try getting on the bottom and seeing what happens over here. Anywhere you get from the shore, you're going to be in like snodgrass on the bottom. So that's where I'm usually using the top water and square bill and stuff like that. But yeah, the bite was real good beginning of spring, and then all of a sudden, it's like we hit this drought condition, and the bite just, I don't want to say dried up because it's in the middle of water, but it dried up. Anyone new that's here, I'll throw this out there again. Just if you don't mind, check out my releases underneath my music, underneath my releases tab. The publisher puts all my music there first, and then all the other streaming networks after that. So anyways, I got a few poles tied up. I'm going to try a few different things. And then, all right. So I just bumped it twice. Get me back a little bit away from this limb sticking up. Good with being by the tree. I just don't want one of the limbs to go through my pontoons. Man, I am in a what is it, a Pelican Catch 100, and I have pontoons on it for outriggers. I got my Garmin right there. I got a trolling motor on the back, just because I don't want to be messing with a paddle when I'm trying to do stuff. And really, if I want to go far down the river, it's a lot easier to get back going upstream with a trolling motor. And of course, I overdid it because that's what I do. And I got a 62-pound thrust trolling motor for a 10-foot kayak. But I probably use my kayak more than I use my john boat. I have a john boat at home. I only got that because my grandson asked me if I'd take him out in my boat, which my boat was my kayak, and I'm like, I'm lucky it keeps my big butt out of the water, son. I said, let me see what I can do. So I got us a john boat, and definitely want to get out there with him this year. It's hard getting time where everyone's schedule's all right to where I can get them. Especially I just started a new job in January. So, this is the deepest part of the water, and as hot as it is right now, I figured over here by the dam would probably be better. Seeing some big fish swim by, but not a whole lot. But like I said, I got to get my shameless plugs in when I can. First of all, I do appreciate y'all stopping in and hanging out with me for a minute. Appreciate that more than you know. But if y'all could check out my music underneath my releases tab, that would be mucho appreciated as well. Oh yeah, my oldest, he's 6. I'm sorry, 5. He turned 5. We had his 5th birthday party on Saturday. So me and my guys left work a little bit early, so I get to that. They're pretty happy. I was like, all right, let's get out. And they're like, what? I'm like, go on. Yeah, it's like I told my daughter, I was like, I missed enough growing with them growing up. I'm not gonna miss my grandkids too. So we have 5 that are 5 and under. And we have another one on the way. Pretty excited about that. But yeah, Ryder, he's funny. He's a trip. He's just a lot of fun. I enjoy my time with him. He's the oldest. He's the one that he likes to fight and be a boy and all that good stuff. All right, I'm gonna switch up since I'm over here. I see something on the bottom over there. I don't know if that's structure or a fish. So I'm going to. All right, so I don't. This is actually this pole right here is actually a for a crankbait, but I'm gonna cheat. I'll put some of that on there. But like I said, I usually don't do these. So what's this called? Yeah. Oh, that's why I'm so hoping. They're I remember when I was younger, my brothers would take me fishing whenever we were around them. But yeah, we lived all over the place, so we I didn't get to see them a lot. But whenever we went up to Michigan and saw them, or they came and saw us, like I know in Texas they came and saw us, and a few other places, they'd always take me fishing, and I always just loved that. That's probably why I like it so much now, because of them. Shaky worm, that's what it's called. Just drew a blank. Put some of that garlic on there. Boy, it stinks. I like garlic. That's a Bizbait Dizzy Diamond that I put on there with that shaky worm. My buddy suggested that to me. He uses this one right here in competitions, tournaments, and stuff. He does really good. I keep begging him to let me be his net man, so that way I can learn something from him. But he's got a partner already, and I guess they're co-anglers in the tournament. But yeah, this is my first time actually using a shaky worm. So, like I said, I can do it over here. There's not a whole lot of vegetation, but where I'm usually fishing at over out here, there's a lot of vegetation on the bottom. A lot of snodgrass. Yeah, again, I appreciate y'all hanging with me for a minute. Hope I can give y'all something to look at other than my backpack and my drink. I'm really excited about us getting some rain. So we got today's gonna still be drought conditions. Tomorrow will be drought conditions, and then it's gonna be thunderstorms for like the next 10 days. And I'm like, yes, that's what we need. Huh? Just had a hawk cruise over the water over here. That's that big old bait ball. I don't see any fish following it. I don't know if y'all can see that monitor or not. Yeah, not one fish behind it, under it, nothing. Oh, Yellowstone, that's a bucket list. Montana's a place I've always wanted to go to. Had a gentleman I worked with. He actually went. He was down here in Alabama. He actually went back, and then he left there and went to a job in North Carolina. Now he's back here in Alabama, and I hate it because I don't work at that company anymore. I was really wishing he'd come work with me. Really good dude. He's good at what he does. But he would always tell me about the lakes and stuff up there, and just how much he loved fishing it. So when he left, I'm like, well, I'm coming back up there. I'm going fishing with you. He's like, anytime. The door's always open to you and your family. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's some cardinals up there. It's beautiful out here. This is like my favorite place to reset. Colorado. Nice. I know I'm doing good. Had a good day of work. Left work and came and got out here on the water. And I'm trying a shaky head right now. I've never used a shaky head before, so this is my first time. There's that hawk. He's flying underneath the limbs over there. I don't know if y'all caught him or not. Oh yeah, hunting and everything up there is beautiful. How are you doing out in Colorado? Having some bait balls. There's another one come by here. But I'm not seeing any fish around them. That means I'm probably about to move. Well, there's one behind it now. I had to say something. Yes. Yeah. Cold and raining ain't no bueno. This is my first time using a worm of any kind on this lake. The legs are ate up. I got into a bunch of poison oak out here, trying to clean some stuff up. I got into a bunch of poison oak, and my arm or my legs are all tore up. I got some Lake Fork uh, ring fry, I think they're called. I'm gonna give them a try on a wacky rig here in a little bit. I have never used a wacky rig. Like I said, I've always done hard baits. So this is all, I'm just trying to do new stuff. Because I want to get out of my comfort zone, which between the bite slowing down with the drought, I guess there's less oxygen in the water, someone was telling me. And trying new stuff, I just have not been catching anything. That's why I was like joking about the worst fisherman on the tube. And right now it doesn't seem too far from it. Yes, sir. I've always been a whiskey guy. And tequila. Actually, I do have one of my songs is I may not know Jack, but I know Jose. So, but I do like whiskey. My again, shameless plug. My music's under my releases thing. That's where my publisher releases everything first. They may release it everywhere, but it just gets on there quicker, I guess. All the other stores and platforms, it takes a minute for them to get it all downloaded or approved, I guess. And this is why I always like fishing with top water, because this is boring. I know it's boring for y'all. I mean, it's not boring for me, but to watch it. I'm seeing a lot of bait fish, which is cool, but I started fishing out here last fall and I didn't see any. And I'm starting to see stuff hitting top water too, and I'm over here saying I'm not going to fish top water today. Come out here the other night, or the other morning, I figured it'd be great on top water. Top water usually does really good out here, but nothing was hitting top water. Nothing was even breaking the surface. Like I said, the shaky worm, this is the Bizbait Dizzy Diamond. And I may be fishing it wrong. My buddy, he fishes tournaments, and I mean, he does good. This is one of the main things he uses. He uses a lot of Bizbait stuff. And I've started using other stuff too. Their spinner baits, I like them. That's probably a turtle. There goes that hawk. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's flying right along over there. We do have a lot of hawks out here. That's one thing I love about living out here. This lake's like 2 miles from my house. All right. Well, something just hit this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm good, you know, but I just I hate it because it doesn't. I don't think fishing underneath the water and stuff makes really good content unless you're catching a bunch of stuff. And like I said, I'm trying to learn. So if y'all have any advice, I'm not against any constructive criticism. Said I mainly actually I quit messing with YouTube for a while because my son and I was doing he wanted a metal detector, so I'm like, all right. So I sold a bunch of my football jerseys to get us some nice metal detectors, and so we're doing metal detecting. And then, you know, he grew up and didn't want to do it no more because, you know, I can't compete with teenage girls and that, you know, they cheat, they smell good. And so I went on to other stuff, but then the way YouTube was doing stuff, they kind of made me mad, so I quit messing with it. But I started doing music, and like I said, my publisher puts my music here first, so I'm like, well, let me get back out there and see what I can do with it. So this is how we're sitting here talking. If y'all don't mind commenting on something, I'll definitely, if y'all subscribe, I'll definitely subscribe back. I mean, if y'all comment on something, I'll subscribe either way, like my shorts or regular videos. I don't even get notifications when people comment on my my music. I have no control over it. It cracks me up. Yeah, I love the scenery. That's what I'm saying. This is like the perfect reset for me. I come out here. I try to come out here after work just about every day, but with us getting ready to have some rain, you know, you can see the edge. The water's down, like straight down, like 4 feet down. And I told my wife, I was like, hey, I looked at the weather and it said we're supposed to have like thunderstorms for like 10 days, not today or tomorrow, but after that, like wide open. And I said, it'd be nice if I go fishing today or tomorrow or both. She laughed. She's like, just keep your sugar down. I said, okay, I'm on it. I can do that. I've been drinking water all day. No problem. It's mainly, it took me a while to figure out really what I wanted to do. And so it's mainly like outlaw country. Um, it's a lot of hunting and fishing. And actually, that's why I started doing the videos for fishing, was because I was trying to get videos for my music. And but blue collar stuff, and it's all stories from my life. Like the first real one I did was, when I say real, it's just a really deep one. It was about when I got the phone call that my daughter was being molested, and I was at work. I just left, and the only difference was I was on the interstate going up to Ohio, but uh, things were the same. The message is the same. But blue collar, like I got one that's kind of like metal with big boy shoes. It's about my boss. I was mad at him. I actually put that one together, and my wife's like, "You can't send that to your boss." And I was like, "I didn't even realize I did that." But yeah, perfect timing. Yeah. All right, we're about to go with a spinner bait. Like I said, if you like it, throw it on a playlist. I'd appreciate that. Give it a like. But if you don't, that's cool. It's not not for everybody. I understand that. I don't like everything. I know everyone's like, I like all music, and I always say that too. For the most part, I do. But doesn't mean I want to listen to all of it every day. My stuff I listen to every day. I like it, but it's mine. I drove when my aunt died a couple months ago. I left Alabama. I left Springville, Alabama, so it's right in between Gadsden and Birmingham, just north of Trussville, northeast of Birmingham. And I drove to Upper Kentucky, and I did not listen to the same song twice on my playlist of my music. And I listened pretty much continuously the whole way. So now I got vultures flying around me. I have a big one landed in a tree. All right. So I have a spinner bait I have not used in a long time. I just came across it. I don't remember who made this one. I have some buzzbait ones that have done really well for me, but I saw this one. It's got a big Colorado blade on it. It's black and blue, so I'm hoping it'll be like a bluegill or something to them. And it's got that big old thumping Colorado blade on it. Might as well check this thing around a little bit. Hey Thomas, how's it going? Oh yeah, no kidding. I love, like I said, I love listening to music. I love listening to music loud when I'm driving. And it's just I'm in my own world. My wife says I have road rage. It helps me with that, I guess. I don't think I have road rage. I just don't like stupid people. I think most people can agree with that. Well, over there is where I caught my largest bass at. Largest fish the largest thing I ever caught was down in Florida. There's a hammerhead, but my largest freshwater fish was a bass out of this lake, and it was not even the biggest one that's in here, and it was just over 5 pounds. And I caught that on top water, actually. I think one of my last videos was a topwater hit I got the other morning, actually by that tree I was just at. And I hate it because it come up and it hit the bait. And when it come up, the bait was about 7 inches above the fish. It hit it so hard and pushed it right out of the water. And just slung it straight up out of the water. And it come flying out of the water. I was like, come on. I never had the hook in its mouth. It just killed it. I was like, all right. Let's see if this is over here. Something keeps bobbing around over here. Let's see if we can give it something to eat. Also, with the storm front coming in, I'm hoping they start eating. They seem to. I see more activity than I have been seeing. in the last week or so, so that's cool. Alright, just had some fish come in with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fish just came in with my spinnerbait. And there they go. Just in and out of my life, like so many women back in the day. Meaning, hey, I'll get your number, and no. And I'm like, all right, see ya. I probably haven't used this spinnerbait in a long time because of the simple fact of I probably hadn't caught nothing on it. I got a few spinnerbaits, but I've never caught anything on a spinnerbait until I bought some of the BizBait spinnerbaits. And I've caught something on almost all of the ones I have of theirs. Most of the fish I'm seeing are right around 5 feet, so. Yeah, but the music's fun. My boss gets aggravated with me sometimes because he'll come over there and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I had an idea for a song. Hold up. I'm writing it down. Well, I say writing it down. I'll be doing a note section by voice or something like that on my phone, or I'll be texting, typing it in with my phone. Like, I ain't playing. I'm doing music. He's like, that's not what I'm paying you to do. And I'm like, I feel you. But yeah, it's cool because I'm on all streaming platforms. I'm streaming in 30, at least 34 countries. I got like 7 or 8,000 streams that they don't know where they're coming from. People are probably using a VPN because they're at work. But yeah, I think that's kind of cool. My youngest son actually named my second album "Fat White Guy with Zero Talent," and I just went with it because I thought it was hilarious. Because he's just like me, so I can't get mad at him. That's what my wife tells me all the time anyway. He's your little clone. Alright. I'll move around a little bit. I got this big old trolling motor on this boat. Or this kayak, might as well use it. There's another bait ball. Ooh. There's some fish over here. They all look little though. But hey, where the little ones are, the big ones will go, right? See, they're hitting top water again. I don't commit to top water the other day and I couldn't get nothing to even look at. Oh, there's a little bass right there. It's a little one. Right there by my... Alright, so I guess they're over here. And this is the part that usually gets shade as far as the large part of the lake. It gets laid, shade first. Laid. There's actually some little trenches down here, and some of the big fish will get down in those trenches and get them to come out. That's always nice. But they'll sit in there and ambush the smaller ones. Right now I'm using a black and blue spinner bait with a black Colorado blade on it. Probably getting ready to put that down and grab my swimming jig again. Oh, it didn't feel right. See, that's why I'd rather use a hard bait. This doesn't happen often. Got to twist it up. But yeah, it's a black and blue. It's got the black uh, Colorado blade on it. Figured that'll work, so I was trying to fish a little deeper. Yes, I do have a gun. One thing I know for sure is you just never know. Yeah, see there, I found some of the snot grass. So I try not to get too deep very often. There's a coyote out here with mange or something. Looks really sickly, and looks like he has some kind of disease. Property owner seen it on his camera a few times, and he asked me if I see it to put it down. Obviously, he doesn't want disease and stuff running rampant on his property, but also a sick animal is a dangerous animal. And the other thing is we have problems with people trespassing out here a lot. Wow. So between 5 and 7 feet, there's a bunch. I'm thinking I'm about done with this one. Also, like I said, there's a lot of trespassers that come out here. There was a guy out here that was caught on 2 of the cameras walking around out in the woods naked. And I'm a really patient dude, but yeah, I'm not messing with no naked dude. They do ask me to run people off if I see them out here, and I don't mind doing so. It's kind of cool because I get the lake to myself, and that's what I really like that. And they're nice enough to let me come out here, and they just ask if I see anyone, run them off, and I'm like, cool. Now, in Alabama, just about everyone's got a gun, so I try to ask them nice, but sometimes people aren't real nice back to you, and it's like, oh, well, okay, well, I was just choosing to be nice, so. And actually, I never even had any desire to own a gun until my daughter was molested. So now I'm an extremely huge gun advocate. Yep, we're gonna try something else. I'm going to a jig. Jig, 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 jig. Get back down there. Jigs on this side. If they keep hitting the water, with the top water, we're gonna go with a Chapo. Maybe a screaming Chapo. Oh, now they're all gone. And there goes those turkey vultures. 3 of them. There's something dead over there. They wouldn't be over there. So this is, again, I'm trying to use some other than hard baits. This is from LS Lures. And I have the Strike King caffeine shad on the back, kicking behind it. But I have had a little bit of luck with some the jigs because I'm still learning how to use them, and I buy them from Ellis Lures. Ellis Lures is cool. The guy who owns it is his name's Hunter. Um, um, he put a gun to my head right now, and I couldn't tell you his last name. Saved my life, but I know it, and it's in all the emails. But he will talk with you. You can, if you want him to make you some custom jigs, he'll be more than happy to do it. He actually really enjoys doing that. Um, like he was asking one day what color jigs people like to see him making, and I'm like, you need to make college football jigs, for college colors, other than Ohio State, because they ain't gonna catch nothing, they're worthless. But uh, he made me a couple, some Alabama and some Michigan jigs, color jigs, and I've done really good with them, especially the Alabama ones. And of course, anyone that likes the SEC would not disagree with me on that. They'd be like, of course, they wouldn't be surprised at all. But the main thing is Hunter is a really good dude, and he will make you anything that you want that is in his range of doing. Like, I mean, he ordered a whole new bunch of material to make me some that he didn't have, just to do it. Now he's just got that in stock, and I thought that was pretty cool. I still think he should do a whole bunch of college football colors, but of course use the football jig head. It's like there's just schools of them, and it's like they keep swimming by me. All right. Had some just jump up here on the shore, probably chasing bluegill home. Probably gonna go top water again here in a minute. I know I said I wasn't, but oh yeah, and look, there they go. But yeah, I really highly suggest if you like using jigs, check out Ellis Lures. He sent me some for my buddy to give him that does some tournaments, and he used his. My buddy didn't use them, but his partner did. They're co-anglers in the tournaments, and he used the Morning Dawn, which I'm using right now, and he caught the third biggest fish in the tournament with it, which I thought was pretty cool. I wish I had my little mini crankbaits. I got some 6 cents little minis. Those would probably do really good over here. About to break out the wacky rig. I've never used a wacky rig before, but I'm about to go weightless and give it a try. I think I got some pretty cool worms in. Everyone suggested them on one of the Facebook groups I'm on. Bass fishing is nothing hard to remember. I really like that Morning Dawn color. Like I said, I just had a really good hit on one yesterday, yesterday, before church. I'm gonna put some scent on here. I like that chartreuse, that garlic. Stuff's pretty good. I had a bait that I put that on the other day, and I just put it on the back of it, on the skirt, and it was doing really good. Didn't have a trailer on it, just the back of the skirt. water is 82.6 degrees. So the water is definitely warm enough. Their metabolism should be getting up. I just think they're missing a lot of the oxygen because they haven't been having any rain or anything. I've never been so excited for rain in my life. Maybe when I lived out in Las Vegas. Getting rain out there was always fun. There we go. Hit it again. There. Oh, come on. Well, you did exactly what I told him to do. Oh, he followed it all the way up to the boat. Here we go. Hey, these fish are so aggressive in here. All right, that's enough of that. All right, about a pound. It's a pretty fish. Real pretty fish. All right, big guy. Go on. Yeah, they're aggressive like smallmouth when you let them go. Yeah, there's like I said, there's some small ones in here. There's some big ones, but there's definitely some small ones. That was awesome. He hit it 2, 3, maybe 4 times. Hit it twice. Thought I had him. He got off. Hit it again, and then when I was gonna bring it up to throw it out there, I saw him right behind it. Get over there by that lay down. So that was cool watching him come up to it and take it. And again, that was the morning dawn with the caffeine shad. It had the dip and glow garlic on the caffeine shad. But I'm telling you, go to ellislures.com and check out their lures, handcrafted. They're all done by hand. I guess most jigs are, but he does really good work. He's got some good stuff out there. There we go. Do it again. Do it again. Huh. You thought that one was small. What do you see this one? But never mind. He had to hit it a bunch to get it. He had to nibble all the way up on it. There's some nice sized ones. Figures. Right after I get the little one. All right, but it's good to know they're actually biting now. I really like this Asagi rod that I'm using. I think it's a medium heavy. Yeah, medium heavy, fast action, 7.6. That water's about to hit 73 degrees. It's just climbing up. Even with the sun going down, it's still climbing up. Just over there in the shade. Okeechobee. Awesome. Thank you for stopping in. They, shoot, yeah. Tampa was my stomping ground with Clearwater for about 10 years. And I'm up here in Alabama now. When I was 18, I met my dad. This is where he lived. Moved up here, and then he moved to Florida. I'm like, what the crap? So I've been here pretty much ever since. But so getting accustomed to bass fishing is was kind of a culture shock for me. But I'll tell you what, I love it. Ain't no way I'd take a kayak out in the ocean. I see people do it all the time. I'm like, nope, I know what's out there. I've caught it. I appreciate you stopping in. I'll give you my shameless plug too, if you don't mind. At some point, go check out my music and stuff underneath my releases tab. My publisher puts it all there first. I can't even do nothing with it. I'm gonna cast over here so I can get us out of the sun. I can't see none. Maybe I get another baby from over here. Oh, sweet. I'm trying to find somewhere to go with my trying to get all my boys together, and it'd be 6 of us, my son-in-laws, my sons, and myself, and want to get us all together and go on a charter somewhere down by the Gulf somewhere. Let me ask you a question. I have a buddy of mine that he has down in Mobile. No, not Mobile. Just south of Montgomery, so above Mobile. There's his boss has a lake down there. He's allowed to go down there, go fishing. I went down there with him, and he said there are hybrid bass from Florida. They're tiger bass. They look just like regular largemouth to me, but they're extremely aggressive. You know anything about those? Because he really couldn't tell me nothing about them, other than what I just said to you. Hey, yeah, and if you do, if you don't mind, also comment on one of my videos, regular videos. Because my music videos, I don't even get notifications when, I mean, literally I can't do nothing with my music stuff other than just let people hear it. But one of my regular videos or my shorts or something, if you could just comment on one of my videos, and I'll give you a sub, so that way we can get in touch. Or I'm on Facebook, Jason Keener, and it's my, I think my profile picture, or my profile, or the background picture is my Jason Keener music picture. But yeah, I'd definitely like to talk to you more about that. Anything to do, I just think it's important for all the boys to get together and just be boys. And we're kind of all spread out all over Alabama. My son's actually down in, he's just north of Panama City right now doing some construction work down there. My middle son. He's doing good. They're really proud of him. He's just doing really good. We've got a couple of them on camera. I hope we can get a couple more now. Seems like my fish around here are always camera shy. I can turn the camera on and catch 10. Or turn it off and catch 10. All right, maybe not 10. Might be exaggerating, but you know what I mean. SWC Florida. Okay. SWC Florida. I can remember that. But yeah, I don't get notifications when people sub to me, and I hate that. I think I got like 600 new subs in the last 3-4 weeks, and I've gotten like really maybe seven notifications that I had new people subbing my channel. Oh, okay. Was that the one with the fish blowing up on it, maybe? I put a lot of shorts out there about my dogs. I love my dogs. They're awesome. We don't deserve dogs. I'm one of those people. All right, cool. Yeah, I did that one at work today. That was yesterday. I was using this bait when that happened. I got down low on the underwater tree, and that fish pushed it all the way up. Never closed his mouth, and the bait was probably about 6 inches above his mouth when he. Oh, there we go. Not much better. When he finally breached the water, it just shot like way above him. I'm like, come on. Yeah. And that was that one. That was kind of a cool strike, but it never closed its mouth on the bait. It just shot it. Yeah. Really? I just took my thumb completely off of that. I don't know why. Please don't be a bad one. No. Look what I just did. Fish are finally starting to bite, and I go and do something stupid. I felt it too when I took my thumb off it. I was like, oh no. I was just watching some videos and they're saying how you can do it by putting pressure on there and reeling it in. I'm like, I've tried it a few times. It don't work for me. I don't know if I'm putting extra pressure on it or what. Oh, that's a great trip right there. There we go. I think that might have did it. See, I was joking when I put on there, come support the worst fisherman on YouTube. And then I could go and do something like this, and I'm like, well, it's kind of justified. Yeah. Be like, well, you ain't wrong. Yeah, I think okay, so one of my songs on there is Calling in Well, because, I give work a opportunity to mess up your day. If you're having a good day already, you just go fishing. But that fish on there, everyone who saw it was like, that was at least 6 pounds. And then, but I didn't have a scale at the time. And so they're all like, well, you didn't have a scale, so it's officially 3 pounds. So I'm like, what? I actually just started using bait casters last year. And I really like them. This is actually probably the worst time to say it, but this is actually the first reel I've ever used that I could actually literally do a strong far cast without using my thumb. And I really like it. Yeah. And it's, I've always used spinners, and like especially down in Florida when I was fishing for shark and snook and all that, I've always used spinning reels. Feels good to get over here in the shade for a minute. I actually don't have a holster because, I mean, I do have a holster, but I've had my gun fall out of my holster before, and it's an Uncle Mike, so it's a good one. But there are snakes out here. I won't be able to get to it quick. Uh, I'm not gonna tip my kayak. I promise I won't. I have like, let me try to get this over here. I got 2 outriggers on each side, and it's so I'm not going nowhere. But it's and I hope I don't ever have to. It's one of those things I'd rather have it, not use it, not need it. Uh, there is a coyote with mange or something around here. The property owner asked me to drop them if I see them, and I don't mind doing because we don't want the disease around here. I mean, if it's got mange, they'll give it to other stuff too, I believe. But just don't want sick animals running around. But the other thing is, like I said, there's snakes. I won't be able to get to it quick if I need it. I had a snake try to bite me 2 weeks ago. I don't think he's trying to bite me. I think he's just trying to scare me. And if that's what he's doing, he 100% did his job because I screamed like a girl and jumped back. And but he kept striking. Well, he struck at me twice. I don't want to say he kept striking at me, but it was really cool because even though his head was coming towards me, this bottom half of his body was going away. It was really cool. But also there are. Oh yeah, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't. There's no way I'd be taking. My brother took his kayak out down in Florida and had a gator try jumping up on it to get his little dog, and I'm like, I mean, it's a Jack Russell Terrier. I'm not a Jack Russell Terrier fan, but I'm like, I somewhat understand. But they aggravate me too, like Chihuahuas. But I'm like, no, not my thing. I know there's a lady down there recently who was kayaking, and an alligator jumped up and grabbed her elbow and pulled her off the kayak into the water, and they actually saved her life, which was amazing, and barely, but they did, which is really freaking cool. But the other thing is, there's a lot of trespassers on this property, and I always ask them to leave nice, but they're not always so nice, and everyone in Alabama's got a gun, so I want to make sure I can get to mine quick if I need it. I hope I never pull it. I've had to pull it out one time, and I hope I never have to pull it out again. I didn't have to use it, but I did pull it out. I didn't want to, but it'll always be my last resort. But I'm gonna make sure if they have one, I'm pulling mine. Haha, that's awesome. That's one thing I loved about Florida. I love the gators. I was just, like went to Crystal River one time. There was a bunch of gators out there. Went down Swanee River one time in canoes, and we saw a bunch of gators. That was actually a trip. That scared me to death. It was a 19-day trip, and we went like 144 miles down the river. It was cool, but yeah, I'm happy with my freshwater kayaking. Yeah. What kind of boat do you use for your charters? Thank you, definitely. I appreciate it. Like I said, I keep a cop with me if they fit in my pocket or on my little table, and but they don't. So, and like I said, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, and I hope that's always the case, because I just don't need it. It's like all the bass left from over here because I come over here. Um, that would be a trip. I've never had that happen. I've never had a shark or gators steal my my fish down in Florida. That would be something that I would just, that would be amazing. I mean, it would suck, but I mean, I guess I've watched a lot of the shows on Shark Week and stuff. They're like, the bull sharks are learning to do that now. They'll follow fishing boats out and just like hang out behind them. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, the bass definitely, you want to get shallow with them. That's actually where I'm at right now, is when I started catching them, is over here. That sun's going down behind the trees. I'm going to try to stay out here until a little bit later tonight. I know I got to be to work at 4 o'clock, but like I said, I'm probably not going to be able to fish for the next 10 days or so. But yeah. So I'm going to take advantage of every minute I can today and tomorrow. I'm glad them vultures ain't just circling me. We're going to move. The shadows are moving, so we're going to move. Oh, actually had one follow that in. It looks like. Heard that. I have a John boat, 14-foot John boat, and I got the beaver tail pods on the back, and I have a mutter with a 8-foot pole, and I think it goes, I don't know, maybe 20 mile an hour maybe, and but yeah, I can get in just a foot of water. And I think that's just, it's crazy. It makes you definitely be paying attention to what's going on around you. You don't want to hit a stump going that fast. Airboats. I have never been on an airboat. It's something I always wanted to do. And especially down at the Everglades. I've been through the Everglades one time. My dad and I drove through when I went out on the road with him one time. He used to be a truck driver. And went down to Miami. That's cool. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. The bass just seem to be moving around the lake. If I can just stay with them, they'll bite, I guess. This is the best bite I've had in a week and a half since the drought and it started getting hot. Nice. Yeah, my buddy who does tournaments and stuff, I'm not sure how many horsepower he has, but he gets on with his and he's put a lot into his. He just got a brand new boat. I want to get out there with him so bad. I keep begging him to let me be a net man, but it's a co-angler tournament, so they're both fishing, and he's got a partner already. So he thought he was gonna have to have surgery at one point, and I'm like, I will fill in. All right, cool. I'm gonna definitely check those out, like when I get home tonight, for real. My shorts are for some fishing, and my dogs, like I said, I am. And after that, I do. I've been just doing the lives lately because I enjoy it. I really like interacting with people, and I actually like it a lot better on the phone than I do with having them out here with me. And then, but I also, like I said, I like doing my music too, and I like it being out there. So, and it's all about fishing, on the blue collar stuff, fishing and hunting, dirt bike riding. racing cars, all that good stuff. Wow, 30 pounds for your best five. That is, that's, I can't even imagine that. I mean, I can. There's a reservoir up here. It's the Duck Reservoir in Coleman. All right, come on, come on, come on, hit it again. And I like it when the bait balls, the bass start chasing the shad, getting them all in the bait balls and stuff, and you can just sit there and watch bass just launching themselves out of the water and be like, all right, going fish over there. Almost 8 pounds. That's amazing. All right, so there's one fish in here. I guess it's a fish. I don't know what else it could be. I don't know what kind of fish it is, but I was doing a TikTok live, and I was just running my mouth. Wasn't really even paying attention to what I was doing. I was throwing a white chatterbait, and something all of a sudden just hit it like hard, like almost took my pole out of my hand. So, like I said, I really wasn't getting no bites or nothing. I was just kind of throwing them out, and I think I just got in some vegetation, but but it straightened it straightened out the tie-on for the chatterbait. And I was like, dang. See, what you just said right there is what I was talking about earlier. Usually I commit to top water for that right there. I got a pretty good video of when the Screaming Chapo came out. I came out here and used it the first time, and got a little over a 5-pounder off of that, and that was a huge blow up. I did have something up at the Duck Reservoir, straighten one of my 6 cents hooks out. I think I'm about to go with a wacky rig. I have actually never fished with a wacky rig. Trying to figure out what pole I want to use. I guess I'll use this one. But I have some new baits that I want to try. I'm really trying to use new stuff. I'm trying to get away from my comfort zones. And yeah, there. When I was on bass fishing Facebook page the other day, they were talking about these worms, and I'm like, I'm gonna order some of them. I'll give them a try. And they said the best thing that they use them for is wacky rigging. And like I said, I've never wacky rigged, and I'm like, well, trying new stuff. So I'm always a hard bait. I like the Chapos. I have a Jackal cup wrap, or wrap cup, whatever, and it I like it. I've caught, that's when I caught my biggest fish on. I didn't have a scale, so everyone's like, it's officially 3 pounds. I'm like, ah. Bruiser baits, I have to check them out. I'm always trying to find out new stuff. That's why I really like, I mean, if you like using jigs at all, check out LS Lures, the guy that owns it, Hunter. Dude's like super awesome. He'll make you custom jigs. All you gotta do is send him an email, and he'll do whatever you want him to do. He's like super cool, and gets in a pretty good time frame too. All right. these baits out here. Excuse the mess in the kayak. Like literally, these just came in the mail today. I have not even opened them up yet. Worm. We're going with the worm. I know they eat the worm. Worm and leave. All right. SWC20. That's what I'm talking about. Who doesn't like saving a dime here and there? Alright. These are the worms that everyone was talking about the other day. Lake Fork fries. Now, I was trying to find some. This one's only got 3 in it. They're like $7 and then like $7 shipping per pack. And I just looked on Amazon real quick, and I'm gonna use that red bug. Definitely red bug. That's calling me. Oh, I like the big bags. But everyone was talking about how awesome these are, so I'm like, well, I'll give them a try. Well, I looked on eBay and I found a lot of 4 packs, and I like red bug. They for $14 plus $3 shipping. I'm like, sold. Take my money. I can give them a try for under 20 bucks. Like I said, I'm just trying to learn new ways of fishing. I've always used the hard baits. I like hard baits. I'm comfortable with hard baits. And top water. Those are the things I'm most comfortable with. I want to see what else is working. Oh, these stink. The green pumpkin? Yeah. Yeah, man, definitely. Like I said, when I get back, I'll look for your comment when I get that notification, and I will definitely sub back. I definitely appreciate it, and I've been enjoying talking to you, man. It's always good talking fishing with like-minded folk. But yeah, check out my music when you get a chance, man. Underneath my releases tab, I'd really appreciate that. Bloop. Yes, sir. I'm gonna do my best. Yeah, so now I'm watching my line. This might be why I haven't thrown it a lot like this. I'm seeing a little bit of top water now. The sun's going down a little bit. I'm gonna give it just a little bit, and I'm gonna probably switch over to Chapo and give that a try. Cause I love the top water. The one thing about this lake is usually the top water is good all day, every day. I'll go back over here around some lay down. Well, I thought I was gonna just drop it down. A bunch of fish just come by, and I'm like, well, I'll just drop it down real quick, and that did not go well. That's why I was thinking about bringing my spinner out here today. It was just for my plastics. There we go. Now that I'm all situated, they gone. There's a couple laydowns over here I want to definitely throw by if I'm going to be using a worm. A rage tail. I hooked my son up with a Texas rigged rage tail, and he ended up just putting it off the side of a boat and just jigging it up and down, and he was just killing them. He outfished everybody in the boat. I think my Garmin just picked up my worm. All right, I'm gonna move. I want to go over there by that laydown. Just I hate it because there's a lot of snot grass over here, so we're gonna see how I do with that. Maybe in between the trees. I don't get to fish there very often. What time is it? 6:30. Not doing too bad. Yeah, as soon as this whole lake is in shade, I'm gonna throw some top water. That's kind of my groove anyway. Alright. They're definitely starting to hit top water. I may not wait very long. Alright, I didn't even know I had one. What's up, little fella? Alright, so I caught my first fish on a wacky rig. Let me see here. Dave, what's up? Flavor Dave, number 23. Alright, cool. Let me get this little guy back in the water. This is my first wacky rig fish I've ever caught. And that's actually kind of cool because, well, I mean, he's little. Let's see here. Get back out there. Let's let you get back into it. Oop, bye. Again, like I said, this is my first time doing a wacky rig. And I was kind of, everyone was talking on the Facebook page, Bass Fishing, about how awesome these are. So I was like, well, I'll give them a try. And, well, there we go. It's one in the boat, so it's a good one. Man, I appreciate that sub. Hey, comment on one of my videos and I'll sub back. I don't always get my notifications for when people sub. And they have, check out my music under my releases tab. But yeah, that's really cool. I really enjoyed that. I didn't, actually, he's so little, I didn't even realize I had one. I thought I saw my line move. I guess that's what everyone says when they first get one. And it's been slow, so that was my third fish today. But you're right, you know, You watch it on the ground. But I just moved my kayak and I was like, is the line moving because my boat's moving or because I just turned off my propeller? You don't get, yeah, I had like a few hundred subs and I didn't get like just a handful of notifications in the last couple of weeks. And I'm like, really? I said, that's just kind of rude if nothing else. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of chartreuse on the one side of it just to see how that does with the garlic. Something jumped over there. Yeah, we're definitely gonna be going to top water here in a little bit. I hope I catch a couple more like this. I was hoping I'd catch some over here by these trees. I got a big lay down right there, and then pine tree right there, it's down. And then we have a few on that side of the lake. Task accomplished, that's right. Caught a couple on this right here. It's I don't know if y'all seen them on internet. I found them just by looking up, trying to figure out how to use jigs. But LS Lures, man, I tell everyone you need to go check them out. The owner of that place is awesome. He'll email you back, send him an email, talk to him on his videos. He'll talk back to you. He'll make you custom baits, which I think is super cool. He asked in one of his comments one time, what color baits people, jigs people like to be seeing, them make, whatnot. And I said, do college colors, college football colors. I said, except Ohio State, they won't catch nothing. But he laughed. I guess I was kidding. But I ended up calling him and asking him to make me some custom Alabama jigs and some Michigan jigs. Of course, the Alabama ones did a lot better, which, I'm down here in the South, so that makes sense. But it was just kind of cool that he made me some custom jigs. And he's making me a spinner bait. I want a morning dawn spinner bait, and I want it to come from him, so he's making me one of those. But I tell everyone, go check out LS Lures. He's awesome, and it's all hand done. Let's try over here. So actually, where I'm fishing right now is where I caught my biggest bass out here. And it was a little over 5 pounds. And it looks like there's a bunch of little ones, a little bait ball, but nothing following it. Oh, there's a couple following it right there. Never mind. I stand correct. Well, I sit corrected. I'm in my kayak. The hog log. I like it. I want to fish it just because of the name, if nothing else. Good night. Some of these fish are coming up here underneath me. It makes me want to just start jigging. There's a good little batch. Just went through. I don't know where they went. See, they were to my left. I thought I had one. You bought because of the name. It definitely can. One thing I don't hate, I mean, I love where I'm at. There's not supposed to be anyone out here fishing. So I'm actually the only person that fishes out here is supposed to. But like when the water gets down like it is right now, I think that the locals have gotten used to me being out here in the afternoon, and they'll come out here during the day, and they put a lot of pressure on these fish now, and there should be no pressure on them whatsoever. So yeah, definitely a worm name. Well, I appreciate that, and so that's one of the reasons why I'm really excited about getting the rain is I'll get the water level back up, and they won't be able to come out here and walk around like they have been. Yeah, we're definitely getting ready to go back top water though. See, there's another little school of them. I mean, they're schooling up. They're on both sides of me right now. Yeah, I got a lot of information out of people a day, and I really appreciate that. Like I said, I was just joking about saying, the worst fisherman on YouTube, but in reality, I'm really trying to just try new stuff because I've always used the top waters. I've used hard baits, and yeah, they're there, but I'm trying to use more soft plastics. Like I keep talking, I'm getting ready to go back to the top water here in a minute because I just love the top water. All right, so I just picked up and dropped it again. There's about 10 of them down there. They may be the same ones, keep coming back. I don't know. See, when I lived down in Florida, I didn't even have that down there very far. I'm gonna try putting some scent on it just for giggles. When I was down in Florida, I always used shrimp, squid, or I'd catch something small and put that on live, or chop bait. I just put chartreuse glow on it. This stuff works pretty good. Okay, so let's see if we can catch another wacky rig one. Daytona? Okay, cool. I used to live in Daytona a couple months when I was younger. My stepdad was one of them people that when it was time to pay the bills, that was just time to move. So, it's kind of cool. I got to see a lot of the country. But, yeah, Florida, I lived down there for about 10 years. I was mainly in the Clearwater area. That's where I graduated from. Met my real dad when I was 18, and he lived up here in Alabama, and so I moved up here, and then that jack wagon moved down to Florida, so I was up here with no family at all. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't live anywhere else. I love it here. There is a bunch going on down there. I was going to bring my spinner bait out, or spinner reel out, because I really just wanted to try some plastics today, like drop shot, wacky rig, and because I really didn't want to use braid for that. Yeah, that was really an asinine move. I mean, it was just like, got here, maybe I was here 6 months, and he was like, well, I'm going to move down to Florida. I'm missing it down there. But that's the kind of person he was, or still is, I guess. I don't know. I don't have nothing to do with him anymore. But I'm glad I met him. Answered a lot of questions. He signed off on me pretty much as fast as he could. But it's cool because my father-in-law is a super cool dude. He's awesome. I'll tell you what, my favorite thing to use is the Chapo. It's and I got a screaming Chapo. Oh, there we go. There we went. And that's actually what I'm about to go to is here in a second. If I catch this little fella. I'll actually show you something here in a second. Here, in fact, here, let me get this just, I'll let this just sit here for a second. Oh wow, let me let that go down a lot. I'm gonna cast this out and I'm gonna show you something. So I'm like super bad ADHD. Last company I worked for, they took advantage of it. They had me working, like running multiple departments at one time and doing just many hats, but it was cool. With my ADHD, I liked it. But so this is the screaming Chapo right here. I'm probably gonna go to that one. But I don't know because I've been using the regular Chapo, but I'm using the black one, and you know they really haven't gone back to the white one since I've been using that one. But we're gonna give it a try anyway. Let's see if you caught the pun there. But my son laughed at me for an hour when I showed him this. He's like, you bought that just because of your ADHD, and the only way you're going to catch anything is if the fish has as much ADHD as you. Yeah, that was not nice of that fish a minute ago at all. But this thing has got so much on. The name is Jason, by the way. I mean, I could try. Be hard over a video, but let me go ahead and get this out. Like I said, we throwing this in a minute. Screaming Chapo, it's funny because it just to me it sounds like brakes rubbing on each other plus the popping sound. But the main thing is just start with the brakes on all the way and just keep loosening it up. And just you don't need to be backlashing all the time. I've actually met a few people that I've given them. I actually had one guy, I just gave him my rod. He was in the truck watching me, and I saw him walking up, and I'm like, uh-oh, he's coming to talk to me. And he said, man, I just got a bait caster, and I can't use it for nothing. He said, but I'm watching you cast halfway across the pond, and you haven't had any backlashes. And I said, no. I was like, give it a try. It was actually the first bait caster I actually used that I was able to use. And that's actually what made me start buying all casting stuff. And I showed him how to do it, and he got it down real good. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, you can have it. And I just gave it to him. It was a cheap rod. It wasn't a real good rod on it, but the rod or the reel was like $40. And I really didn't use it that much. So I felt good being able to help him out. Gave it to a guy. He's an older gentleman. And he actually cried a little bit. See, now that was disrespectful. Right next to me. Not even on my little bleeper. Not a single chirp. Okay, now there's chirps. So I'm having a hard time with the weightless concept. I don't have any nail weights with me. I do in my truck, but that's over there. What is that, a Nico rig when you put a nail weight in the one side? Oh crap, I got like 23 people. Hey, listen, real quick, shameless plug. If y'all don't mind, please go to the tabs on my channel, to the releases, and check out my my music under there. If you like it, add it to a playlist or something. If not, that's cool too. What are you doing? What are you doing, little guy? Oh, okay, come on. Don't see. Okay, all right. Really? Okay, I'm gonna go get that. Come here, come here. Well, here's something. I'm not. Ow, you little punk. Yeah, he got me good. These little fish in this lake have been so aggressive. Come here. I'm gonna still be nice to you, jackwagon. All right, there's another one. They're pretty. Pretty much. Let me get this little guy back in here real quick. Bye bye then. Can't believe the little jackwagon got me. Where'd my bait go? I'm gonna go get my bait. Mainly outlaw country. If you look at my older stuff, it's not. It's just kind of country. But I know I got more baits, but I want that one back because that's the first wacky rig I've caught anything on. Really kind of trying to find my own sound type thing, what appeals to me. And it's all about blue collar stuff, you know, fishing, hunting. I know y'all like fishing stuff. You can't tell me you don't. And then, come here. Nope, I'm not going swimming yet. All right. And, they, oh yeah, they're jumping over there. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? There it is. I'm seeing more topwater action right now than I've seen in like the last 3 weeks. Get it. This is turning into an ordeal, but I'm gonna get this bait. Really, because I don't want to leave nothing out here that I brought in. Nothing else. And I don't want the fish eating all the bait, eating the plastic up. Don't you sink now. Let's see how it's looking. Yeah, that one's done. I'm gonna try a different color. Why not? So, like I said, I like that was the red bug. All right, let's see here. Hey, William. Yeah, that's what I've been getting. And I don't appreciate it. And another thing I don't appreciate, I'm itching real bad. I got into some poison oak. Let's see here. So this is pumpkin pepper. Let's give that a try. I'll put some garlic on that too. Yeah, but I've noticed like a lot of like in the last month or so. It's like this spring. Excuse me. This spring, a lot of the smaller fish that I've been catching, I'll get them up to the boat, and they'll just go crazy so bad that they're getting themselves off the hooks, and it's like it's kind of nuts because it's just they're so aggressive. And I had one the other day. I swear it's the most aggressive fish I've ever caught, and I've caught sharks down in Florida. So it's This stuff's awesome. But if you get it on you, like I just got it on my leg, I'm gonna have a chartreuse leg for a while. Chartreuse, whatever you want to call it. All right, now I don't have any fish right here, so let me go find some. Well, there's some. But it's like I had to turn the camera off just so I could get it under control for a minute to get all the get the hook out of its mouth. Man, I can't believe that thing. Oh, forgot I had my knife out there. Ah, yeah, that's my everyday carry. I really like that one. It's a Walter PDP. I see. Well, I gotta clean my scope or my my sight, but I like it. It's got the sights that you can. My son calls it the Call of Duty sight. You can change the targeting thing on it. That's a 9mm. There's a coyote out here that's got mange or something. The property owner asked me if I see him to take it down, which I don't mind doing. You don't want diseased animals of any kind running around. And then a lot of snakes and trespassers, and they're not always as nice as they should be. Considering they're on someone else's land, they're not very gracious guests. So I bring it out with me. I'm gonna try to catch one more at the wacky rig, or until this bait's no good anymore anyway. And then I'm gonna switch over to some top bait. Like I said, the sun's gone down. They seem to be kind of okay with some top action. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got 5 below me right now. A lot more than 5 below me now. I mean, this is a private lake in central Alabama. The property owners were nice enough to let me have permission to come out here. And, hey, y'all go do that somewhere else. Get a room. And their stupid dragonflies weren't doing that on me. But, so I get to come out here. There's usually, like one day I stood right over here and, from the bank and was fishing, and I bet 30 casts I caught 17 fish. And it was just awesome. It was like every time I cast it in there, I got something. And then like 2 weeks ago, it's like the bite just stopped. So that's why I made the description on this live. Come support the worst fisherman on YouTube, because that's the way I've been feeling the last few weeks. But I've done pretty good today. I guess I'm up to about 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess I got 5 today. But I'm getting ready to switch to top water because I got to see that blow up. I haven't seen it blow up in a while. Yesterday I saw a good blow up. But what was that? That was actually with my Ellis lure, my jig here, with the Morning Dawn. And it was the craziest thing because it sank down and a fish pushed it back up. And actually, when they both came out of the water, this shot like 6, 7 inches above the fish's mouth, and the fish fell back in the water, and this fell back in the water, and I was like, I felt so robbed, but it was the coolest blow up. But because of that, I cut about a foot off of my pole for my depth finder, because I hope I didn't mess it up for my John boat, but because I used that pole for my John boat also, but we'll see. If not, then I'll just have to give me another one. I'll just use it just strictly for the kayak. I'll just permanently place it on there. So, but to answer your question, it's Elam Lake. It's a private lake in Springville, Alabama. And, nope. Yeah, it's been rough here the last few weeks. Um, Arizona. We went to Arizona 2 years ago. Oh, 3 years ago. We actually flew out to Las Vegas because I used to live there when I was a kid, second and third grade. That was a minute ago, but my parents would drop us off at Circus every day. That was our babysitter. Not every day, but during the week during the summer, and then I guess it would be every day during the summer. But during school year, it was on Saturdays. They'd drop us off there, and I always told my son about it, and so he wanted to see that and Caesar's Palace because he loves the whole Greek mythology stuff. And so we went up there and stayed there one night. He got to see that. We spent the night at Circus, which it was much cooler as a kid. But then we drove to Arizona. We stayed in Williams, end of Route 66 right there, and that was a really cool experience. And I say that because we're staying on a ranch. The Airbnb we were at, it's on the Wrigley Ranch. People own Wrigley Field and all that stuff. And I loved it in the morning. I'd go sit out there. He told me not to go out there after 4 p.m. without a gun. And not too early in the morning without a gun. But I still went out there in the morning. They told me because of the mountain lions and bears. But the elk. Oh, Arkansas. My bad. Yeah, but I love the elk. That was one of the coolest things, just hearing them screaming and yelling and calling to each other. That was just the coolest thing ever. And that's what I thought of immediately. But yeah, I guess that would be Arkansas. That'd be AZ would be Arizona. Arkansas. I have been to Arkansas. We drove from Birmingham to Memphis. And as a joke, we went over to Arkansas and had lunch. So that way, we actually ate in 4 states that day. It's just Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, and Arkansas, just because we thought it'd be cool. Just me and my kids. They thought it'd be cool, so we did it. We went across the M Bridge right there in Memphis. Oh, I haven't been there. One thing I like about my childhood is I did get to see a lot. Wasn't always the best situation, but I did get to see a lot of the country. That was kind of cool. But over there by Williams, there's a place called Bearizona, and you can drive through, and they got bears, all kinds of bears, and they have wolves in there. That's my favorite. I love wolves. I'm a dog person. I'm a German Shepherd person too. I got 2 German Shepherds. You know, they're about as close to a wolf as I'm gonna probably ever get. But had bison. They actually had albino bison. That was kind of cool. But that place is pretty neat. You ever get to go there? That's something really worth doing. Yeah, that's cool. Right there. I like doing anything that's outdoors. That's like my music and stuff. I know I'm talking about a lot, but I gotta get my shameless plugs in. Forgive me. It It's all about fishing and hunting and just blue collar stuff, just outdoor stuff. So I've never used a wacky rig before. This is my first fish. These have been my first fish on wacky rigs. So I'm kind of excited about that. But this spot kind of sucks, so we're gonna move. Well, it doesn't suck. It's just sucking. So maybe it's this worm isn't all that great. But I'm gonna go back over here where it's kind of deeper. There's some fish here. Wish I had my nail weights with me. I do the dang it. Nico rig? I keep forgetting. I think it's a Nico rig. I don't know if that's some bait fish or... Well, it's kind of deep to be bubbles from my trolling motor, so I'm going to say it's probably some bait fish. So this might be a good little spot to try. If we just get some big fish following them. That's me. It's all hobby. I actually made a song, Pondside Vibes, so just for fun, and I put it with, I forget how that started. I put it with a publisher, and then they sent it to Spotify. Spotify sent me a thing saying I was a verified artist, and I'm like, all right, cool. And, I started off. I made a song for my son, and I played it on the radio when I picked him up from football practice, just talking about how much he's going to learn from football practice, and there's more there than just football. He's learning math. He's learning, how to be a man. Stand up for himself, stand up for his friends, and all right, that's it. If I bring this in next time, we're going to the Chapo. And I was just proud of the man he was becoming, and it just kind of went on from there. Like I said, it's fun. But now I'm streaming in at least 34 countries. There's like 7,000 streams that they don't know where it's coming from. So I think those people using VPNs and stuff. But they got confirmation of 34 countries I'm streaming in on all platforms. My publisher releases everything to YouTube first underneath my releases tab. So if you don't mind, check it out. I'd appreciate it. And if you'd be so kind as to make a comment on one of my shorts or something. That just sounds weird saying. But I think my last one was a fishing one. A gentleman down in Florida commented on it, so I can sub back to him. I don't get notifications when I get on for my subs all the time. It kind of makes me mad. But yeah, check out my music if you like it. I'd appreciate if you added it to a playlist or something. But if you don't, that's cool. It's not for everybody. Like I said, pretty much everything is a story from my life, right? I think my first one that I made that was really deep was talking about when I got the phone call when my daughter was molested when she was 8, and I was at work. You were right, and thing I've noticed since I've been more in the music, around musical people, and I don't consider myself an artist by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't want to ever take anything away from people who are truly artists, and they do everything 100% themselves, because I'm just jealous of those people because they are so awesome. But it's like pain brings some of the most beautiful art, between music and the actual art, like pictures and paintings and stuff. And it's just over the years I've noticed it's amazing how much pain affects all that and can bring out some of the most beautiful stuff. Hey, I appreciate that. It's kind of once I kind of figured out my sound a little bit and kind of what I like and what I'm comfortable with. It's more like an outlaw country type thing. Music, kind of raspy, just it's just blue collar and just relatable. But yeah, tell your husband to sub too, and like I said, if he has a YouTube, I'll sub back with him too. I'm all about supporting each other. I think we got to do that. Ain't no one else can look out for us. We all got to look out for each other type thing. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it is what it is. All right, there's another fish jumping over there by where my bait's at, and now I'm on the bottom. I just want to catch something on this one so I can see that it's all of them, not just one. So I've never used Wacky Rig before, so this is new to me. I'm trying to get away from the hard baits because I use like crank baits, glide baits, swim bait, just, and I really don't use plastics enough. The most plastics I use is really my chatterbaits, and that's why I started using jigs. I've been trying to use them more. LS Lures is where I get my jigs from. Hunter, the owner of that company, he's amazing. That's just the coolest dude ever. He'll make you custom jigs. And but like today I wanted to use a wacky rig. I wanted to get away from the hard baits, but I've seen more fish jump in the last half hour than I think I had in the last 2 weeks. So we're about to go choppoing it up. Well, the screaming choppo. I figured it'd do good over here by this lay down. This is where I caught a 4.5 pound fish over here last fall. It's a big lay down. That's why I just figured there'd be a lot over. And I see a lot of fish over here. A lot. All right, last cast with the wacky worm. Right there. I was just there a minute ago. That's just disrespectful. I think I've done best with the wacky worm close to the kayak. I don't think I've done anything with it when I've cast it out. So if I get one while I'm out now, it'll be the first one I did. Ah, sweet. Thank you so much. They, like I said, it's all about, like I said, stories of my life. Most of them are about my wife because I definitely married up, and I got a very patient wife who I tell her all the time the only dumb thing she ever did was marry me, and I'm really, really thankful that she did. And but she's awesome. She saved my life. She doesn't realize how much she really has. There you go. Like I said, it the deepest emotions create the best art. Good, bad, or indifferent. Of course, I'm happy with my wife right now. She told me I'd go fishing today and tomorrow before the storms come in. So even though I got to be to work at like 4 in the morning tomorrow, see, right there next to me again. That's it. I'm done. We're choppoing it. We're gonna scream and choppo it. Really? Where was that at? I heard it. That last one got me pretty good. All right, I'm digging the wacky rig though. And I told my buddy, he does tournaments and stuff, that if I like it, I'll definitely give him some of these worms. Oh, that one's a lot bigger than the last one I used. All right, here's what it is. So this is a screaming choppo. I love this thing. I'll use this pole. Yeah, I'll use this pole, I guess. Nice way. Actually did that. Man, I got blood on my new shirt. Look, my shirt even looks like a bass. It's white in the middle, but it's got blood on it now. Well, I guess it looks like a bass that got caught, so now, all right. Oh, I heard that. They get disrespectful. I don't care what anyone says. They mess with me all day. Had a couple of them. Kept just get down there. All right, I'm gonna just stay right here for a minute. Oh, I want to get all kinds of loud with them sometimes. All right. That wasn't a great cast because if I get one, it's going straight in that tree. All right. See, it sounds, so you still got the plopper of the, I hate to say plopper, Chopper don't like it when you say it. Berkeley don't like that, but it still got the plopping sound. Bloop, 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 bloop. But it sounds like brakes dragging. Oh yeah, I got ADHD too, real bad. Were you on here earlier when I pulled out my ADHD bait? That my son was like, you only got that because you're ADHD, and the only way you're gonna catch a fish if it's as ADHD as you. But it's got a plopper on the back and a buzz bait on the front. All right, there's some bass that are coming up a little bit. All right, so now I'm right on top of the tree. I actually want to be fishing on top of it, not sitting on top of it. So this is the deepest part of the lake right here. Well, shoot, right here I'm at Fort. Well, it's probably because I'm on top of that tree, but it's about 22 feet. Oh, oh yeah, my wife's like, yeah, you're not allowed to. She's like, put me on restrictions. She's like, that's it, you're done. You cannot buy anything else. And I'm like, oh, come on. I hit up. I bought two 3 drawer container things, stackable container things. Put all my fishing baits in, and I'll never use that like a lot. So like when my boys started fishing, and I'm like, don't you buy nothing until you come over to the house and go through my drawers. Don't tell all the boys that, but I had to tell my kids that, my sons. So. Like I'll tell Leslie, all right, I gotta go over there. She's like, you're not buying nothing. Don't even go over there. Just because you're just gonna want to buy stuff. Just don't even walk over there. I'm gonna have to go back over to the shallows now that I'm using the top water. I have caught had the biggest hit that I ever had in freshwater while fishing in this lake. And I don't know what it was, but I want to catch it so bad. Oh, I heard that. My wife has no idea how much restraint I use in the fishing aisle. than when I am at the store, or even when I'm on Amazon, especially on Amazon. Or if I go to like LS Lures, where that's someone I consider a friend now, because I've made rapport with him. He sent me lures and stuff to try out, and sent me some lures to give to my buddy. So I just I really like the guy. So yeah, I want to go support him because I think that's what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah, but could you hear this thing when it come up, or was I running my mouth too much? But tell me if it doesn't sound like you got the plopping, but then it sounds like brakes on a car rubbing, like the metal brakes. All right, listen when it gets up here. You can just hear that grinding. I'm about to throw it out there and just troll back over to the other side of the lake. I don't think I've ever trolled with a topwater. I have my swim baits and my glide baits. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's like, come on now. The one thing out here that scares me about the topwater baits is there's these birds that do a lot of fishing out here, and they're pretty good. And I'm like, all right, that's gonna be a big compliment to Berkeley if it goes after this, thinking it's a real fish. So, but oh man, I got that chartreuse stuff all over my kayak. All right, that's it. We're gonna make some wakes real quick. Before I got outriggers on my kayak, and before I put the second set of them, I got 4 of them total on here, which I think is kind of funny. But before I put the second ones on here, I'd get up to like 5 miles an hour with this, and but after I put the second ones on there, it doesn't go that fast anymore. Oh yeah, it's not hot now. It's cooled off a lot. All right, so I'm just trolling with that now until I get back over here. I'll probably slow it down a little bit. Make the fish work for it. I don't really troll very often in the kayak. That's not really why I got the trolling motor. But I have caught a few fish doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna be leaving here in the dark. Yeah, I'm about a half mile in the woods, so it's a good thing I got light bars all over my truck. All right, this is where I want to fish with the top water. There's a lot of trenches, so like right there is an inlet for water, and it has actually cut trenches all through here. And there's a lot of bugs on the water over here too, little water bugs. So where those are is where the fish are going to be. I'm seeing some. You hear it? It's catching up to me now. Teniza, did I pronounce that right? I hope so. How are you doing this evening? It is 7:24 right now, yeah. And I think the sun is about to set. I don't even know what time sunset is in the central area. All I know is we've had a drought now for about 2 weeks, and it's been, oh, there went a hawk. I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh, it just caught something. Lucky. And oh, there's a big old fish. I'm catching bass. I just switched over to top water. Got some wacky rig. I want to know what that hawk just caught. Um, I love the topwater action in this lake. I hope he got a snake. But the last couple weeks, the fishing has been really hard in this lake. And but today it seems to be doing pretty good. And since the sun went down, I've seen more fish breaching the top than breaching the water than I've seen in the last 2 weeks. And because I was gonna try to stay away from any of the hard baits today, but yeah, you know, kind of go back to what I'm comfortable with. But we are going after bass, and that's what we've been catching. So I'm using the Screaming Chapo. I just put that on right now. I may have to put the black one on again. I started catching them with black one, and then the white ones weren't working no more. I'm not saying none. I'm just saying that's what's been happening. I take what you want out of that. So you know, they hopefully I said that and won't blow up on it right now. But there are some trenches through here where there are some big bass, and I actually had the largest bass or the largest hit in freshwater I ever had was right over here. I almost took my rod out of my hand, straightened out my chatterbait. Where was that? All right, so the owner told me there was a lot of uh, crappie in here. I've not seen any crappie. I have not caught any crappie. I have not even tried to go for catfish or anything like that, which I probably should. Because they'll eat up the bass. I need to, if there's catfish, I need to get rid of them. I'll eat them. But there's definitely bass, and there's some big bass in here. And there's a lot of little bass in here too, which is, I've caught, every one of them I caught today was, the most would be a pound, I guess. So it's not like there's not a lot of big ones biting right now, or it's not biting what I'm throwing. So, but I have, like I said, I have not gotten any oh, there are definitely bluegill. Sorry, I've seen bluegill in here. Because I was actually going to start catching bluegill at other lakes and bring them in here to let them spawn in here and you know, help get the fish, bass more to eat. But I just started fishing this lake in the fall last year, and I didn't see any bluegill like anywhere around the edges, or you know, even out in my boat when I bring my kayak out here. But this year I've seen a bunch of bluegill, so I'm not going to bother bringing any more up in here. Uh-oh, someone's battery's dying. Yeah. I want to say it was kind of late in the evening when I got that big hit, and it could have been a catfish that hit my my chatterbait. But if there's a catfish that big in here, you can bet he's eating all the bass. A business owner around the corner when I first come out here was looking for the gate to get in here. I asked him if he knew where it was. He said, "No, I just let kids park back here and walk back there to the lake." I'm like, "Yeah, you need to stop doing that. Owners don't want people back there. You don't want them getting hurt, liability, no trespassing signs and all that. People are still walking back here." But he was like, "Yeah, my dad used to fish out there. He'd sneak back there and fish. And he caught a 10-pound bass and he put it back in the water." And I'm like, "Well, I hope it's still out here." But that's part of the problem. We have two neighborhoods. You know, one of them's right over there, and one of them's right over there. And if people keep coming back here from those neighborhoods, like this is their private lake, and they're not supposed to be back here. So any kind of stuff that the owners do to try and let trophy fish be in here, they're going to be coming out here stealing them. So I've been trying to get out here as much as I could. So now I'm wishing I had the wacky rig down there again. Those are fat little things. See, those could be crappie right there. Could be big bluegill. like my chopper wasn't choppering. So now they're all back on the bottom again. Fish are aggravating. But I guess that's why we do it, isn't it? There's some little grass floating around in here, and it keeps getting in. That's why I wasn't choppering. Keeps getting twisted up in my moving parts. I don't like it. Let's cast over here. Good night. So they're all, I'm in 8 feet of water, and those are all about about 5 to 8 feet. Wonder if they eat that spinning bait. Disrespectful. Ugh. I have a rat. I pulled it out the other day when I was getting all my stuff together. So I was trying to. So I got a big duffel bag that I got from Cast King, and I got all the stuff, and I filled it up with a bunch of stuff. And I was like, well, that's just too much. So then I got the backpack, and I could put like 5 of the big totes in there, and I'm like, that's still too much. It's just overwhelming. I get out here and I want to use it all, and I'm never going to use it all. So I bought this little tackle box from Walmart for like $7. And I'm like, so now I bring that and my backpack, and I'm like, ugh. So I sat there the other night and just went through it all and just got rid of a lot of stuff I'm not going to use. I mean, I didn't get rid of it. What in the heck? But I just transferred it all out so that way I could downsize and just be more, I don't know, economical about it. I don't know. All right. What do I have rigged up here? Will you get in there? Not in my shirt. There we go. All right, so I guess I could try that. This is the Dizzy Diamond, the shaky worm, shaky head, whatever. My buddy does tournaments, and he uses that a lot. Works out really good for him. I've never used it. So I got a bunch of fish down there at the bottom. I'm going to try it now. And I put a little bit of that garlic glow on there. I have a video under my videos of a deer that was out here one day. I heard something splashing in the water. I was like, what in the fire is that? I come walking up, I look down, and there's a deer laying on his back looking at me like, what are you doing with the camera, fat boy? And I hated it because it turned out to be a pretty bad situation for the deer. If I had my gun, I would have put him out of his misery. Survival Empire, what's up? Hello. Jax, what's up? I'm using a shaky head worm. It's a Dizzy Diamond from BizBait. I've never used one of these. I'm trying to get, look, all day today has been about getting away from the hard baits. That's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I always use. And I just wanted to use some of the soft baits just to get out of my comfort zone. And I mean, we did okay. I mean, I got a hook in the thumb. I'm a feisty little guy. Didn't appreciate that, but you know, it is what it is. So, anyways, I'm trying this little shaky head again. All right. That was officially my first something on a shaky head. I'm hoping now that the sun's going down that we see some deer coming out. As hot as it was earlier, I feel like I can hear one. It sounds like a doe, or not a doe, but a fawn. Fishing is goated. I love fishing. And I think one of my favorite things about fishing is, yeah, the fishing part of it, but it's also the community. I mean, yeah, I was kidding when I said, because I felt that way, because the bite's been terrible the last couple weeks. But, you know, come support the worst fisherman on the tube. But I actually did. Some of y'all even went and checked out my music under my tab. Mr. Ghostline, what's up? Not a good ghost, I see you. No, I'm kidding. That's a cool name, though. I like that. Yeah, as soon as I started throwing top water, fish quit preaching. Ooh, there's a bunch of summers on this side of me. How y'all feel about live scope? You don't mind me getting personal with y'all. Not like I can afford it, so it's not like I'm going to get it either way. I was just wondering, did any of y'all use it? How do you feel about it? I'm going to put the wacky rig back on. Yeah, I used a wacky rig for my first time, for those of y'all that weren't here earlier. I got a thumb in the hook. Well, a hook in the thumb. And, what are you doing over there? But, did pretty good on it. Got some new worms in the mail on the bait fish or bass fishing Facebook page. Someone posted a picture of one of these and was like, "Hey, does anyone know what these are? I only got one left. I want to get some more, and I don't know what they are." And that's pretty much what it were. And everyone was like, "Oh, those are awesome. Those are the goat." I was like, "All right, well, I'll give them a try." I found some on eBay, a lot of them for like $14. It was under $20, and I got 4 packs. When I could have bought a new pack for $7 and then $7 for shipping. So it was under $20 with shipping and everything. 4 packs. I definitely went the red bug first, and it worked great. And I didn't realize the other one did not, but this one was. I put the glow stuff on it. That one was a lot bigger. I don't know if you can tell the difference without me having them both here. And there's the difference in them. So one was a lot bigger than the other. Oh crap! I got that chartreuse thing on my gun. That's all right. My pew pew. Now, a lot of this lake has a lot of vegetation, like that snotweed down there, snot grass, and so I didn't. I really haven't. That's the other reason why I haven't done a lot of bottom fishing. But that's why I bought my like the wacky worm or the shaky head. That's why I brought my kayak out today after work. We got some rain coming in, and we've been in drought conditions for a couple weeks, so the fishing's been kind of rough. But tonight's been pretty good. I've been happy with my night tonight. I guess I want to say 5. A couple jack wagons messing with me. Something grabbing the tail. Maybe I should put the other end in the... Yeah, because I'm not moving at all. And I don't have any kind of current. Really, one of y'all can't pick that up on your way by? Kind of selfish. Well, today was a good day. I didn't have to kick anybody off the property, so y'all didn't have to watch that. I do like having recordings of it, though, to be honest. All right, well, that was definitely a fish. Like I said, my buddy does tournaments, and he uses this shaky head setup. So I definitely want to get one so I can be like, I did it too, punk. Well, can't tell you how much I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be out here. My phone makes it look like it's really bright out here. It's not. And I am in the middle of the woods, but it won't be so bad once I get to my truck because I got light bars and it's going to look like daylight out here anyway. Right, I'm going closer to the dam. Doop, 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 doop. I say closer to the dam. There's the dam. I mean, it's not like I was really far from it. Hey, fishy. Hey, y'all who just came in. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Appreciate it. Thumbs up. Been catching bass. Haven't caught anything else. I've always been a hard bait guy, like glide baits and crank baits, top waters. And today I was just determined I was going to come out and I was going to try soft baits all day. So I'm kind of out of my comfort zone. But did pretty good with the wacky worm. I've never done that before. I actually ordered some baits to give a try. They did good. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. Alright, so right now I'm using shaky head, which I have never used before. But my buddy, he uses it a lot, and he catches pretty good for tournaments. So, of course, I think he does a lot of. I think there's a lot of rivers and stuff. So I don't know if there's a difference there because there's no current here whatsoever. Y'all are still in here. Where y'all watching from, if you don't mind me asking? Top bait. Still got that. Where are we gonna try? Where are we gonna try? We're running out of daylight. All right, let's try over here. Like I said, we're running out of daylight. I'm trying some soft plastics. Kinda. It's a Walter PDP. It's, every now and then we have situations where we need that. Hopefully I never have to pick it up. How are you doing tonight? Counting about 5 bass. And a bunch of little jackwagons messing with me. Right now I'm using a shaky head. I've never used one before, but my buddy does tournaments and he swears up and down by them. So I'm like, all right, well, you know, you do pretty good in your tournaments, so I'll check it out. Shoot, it's almost 8 o'clock. I gotta be to work at 4. But we're about to have like 10 days worth of storms. So, no, I'm in Snodgrass. So I'm trying to figure out where all the vegetation's at. It's one of the things I was doing today. Let's try something else. All right, people have come in recently. I'm gonna throw this out. Shameless plug, because that's what we do, right? If y'all don't mind, check out the releases tab on my channel. Check out my music. My publisher puts all my music out there first. Get out of the way. Try not to have more than 3 rods on the kayak with me. If I'm on my boat, my John boat, I can have as many as I want. But on the kayak, 3 is about perfect. It's definitely the max. Really? Does it start raining now? It's not supposed to start raining until Wednesday. I ain't leaving. I still got daylight. I'll put my big brim hat on. So I got fish over here by me. I'm going with a spinner bait. I don't even know who this spinner bait's by. I haven't used it in years. The only spinner bait I've caught anything on. I know spinner baits work. They work for everybody, and had a lot of people talking earlier. I saw with like a discussion on Facebook. They're talking about, look, I'll just get the $2 ones from Walmart. They work just as good as any of them. And I'm like, all right, well, the only ones I've caught fish on are the ones from Biz Baits. I really like all their stuff. And LS Lures. Love me some LS Lures. Learning how to jig fish with them. If I got any ideas of stuff I want, Hunter will make it for me. He'll do that for anybody, not just me. I ain't nobody special, but he is. He knows how to run a company. And he knows how to take care of his customers, which I think is really cool. Not enough company owners do that anymore. And it's not like he's an employee. I mean, it's his company, and that's what he does. It's not a huge company. It's getting there. It's getting bigger. But I found out about him while he was when I was floating around on YouTube. But yeah, if y'all don't mind checking out the releases tab on my channel, I would greatly appreciate that. And if you like the music, cool. Add it to a playlist or something. If not, that's cool too. Everyone don't like every kind of music, so ain't no shame there. Where y'all watching from? If you don't mind me asking. From Hampton. Cool. You do a lot of fishing? You don't mind me asking? The Ramona. Name's very good. I wish I could change the color that they put up there for the names. So here, I'll tell you a little secret about me. It's just a lot darker right now. You can tell by my screen on my depth finder, but it's a lot darker than what it looks like. And I'm actually, one of my fears is I'm terrified of black water, because I've seen one too many scary movies, and I'm in the middle of the woods. But my name is Jason, so I ain't worried about him none. But top water was going crazy a little bit ago, so I switched over to top water. Nothing was happening there. I'm gonna go back over here a little bit. See if I can't find some of the fish. Okay. Yeah, I try to fish as much as I can, but with work, it's and family. Got the grandkids now, so I try to get them out with me. One, because it gets me back out, but I think it's good for them to be out too. Anything I can get them outside doing, I'm happy with. Can't believe I haven't seen any deer tonight. I was really hoping that we could have a couple deer. And this is a big old spinner bait with a Colorado blade on it, so it's a big one. I'm about to go, so I'm hoping the Colorado bait will help them find it. Now it's getting dark. It's a lot darker than what my phone's showing. I'll lay down over here. I was hoping that would help. I saw lightning. That was a goofy cast. I was trying to cast behind me. It didn't go nowhere near as far as I wanted it to. But I do have two poles behind me, so I didn't want to catch one of them. I did that earlier. That was not one of my more impressive moments. Oh yeah, you're so right. This is why I like coming out here. There's not supposed to be anyone else fishing out here. One of the property owners comes out here. He does hunting and stuff, but it's like so therapeutic, and it's like the perfect reset, especially after a long day of work. Oh yeah, thunder's coming. I need to get. My wife's gonna be calling me in a minute. Thought I saw lightning, but that was probably pretty far away. Yeah, I'm gonna throw my Chapo a couple times. I'm gonna dip. This has actually been my longest live. I've just recently started doing live, so I really appreciate anyone who's come in today and has just hung out for a little bit, interacted with me. I really appreciate it, and I've really enjoyed it. All right. Last few casts. This is a screaming Chapo, if anyone's wondering. Caught my biggest fish on this. And it was right around here. It was a little over 5 pounds. I say official because I know I caught one that was bigger, but I didn't have a scale. I actually went and bought a scale that day. And, well, I ordered one on Amazon that day. And I know that one was bigger than my official biggest. So everyone was like, well, didn't have a scale, so it was 3 pounds. I'm like, what? Casting over there's 2 trees laying down. Well, Ramona, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm about to take off myself. Being greedy. Oh, actually, one just hopped up right behind that. Probably hit it in the head. Catfish. I don't know if there's any catfish in here, but we were talking about that earlier. I'm probably gonna give that a try. Might bring my John boat out here one night and just stay out here all night, put my lights on it and stuff, and see if we can't get catfish. Something out here hit one of my lures. It was a chatterbait, and it actually straightened out the clasp that you tie onto. It like straightened that completely out. Just a little kink in the end of the wire was holding on to my chatterbait. It's the only reason why I got to keep my chatterbait. And I tell you, it's harder to get a clasp in there than you would think. And but whatever it was the hardest hit I've ever gotten on in freshwater. It may have been a catfish. It may have been a 10-pound bass. I don't know. Oh, the moon's out. I guess that's Mars. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I was really hoping that some deer would come out tonight. It was hot today. It's like 90 degrees when I came out here. See, the water's down. Got up to 83 and now it's already back down to 81 and a half. Oh yeah, I better get going. That's storm coming in over those trees. Y'all can see it real good, but that one right there, that was moving pretty quick and it's got lightning with it. Although if the water gets hit, I should be safe in the kayak as long as there's no connecting water. And fishing will get real good right there because I can just walk by and scoop them up. So nah. Of course, I'm gonna probably pee myself, but you know. Alright. In the middle of the woods, in darkness. I guess it's time to scoot a boot. We'll just troll back to our little area. Oh. Let a little bit more line out. There we go. All right. Crap, I accidentally put it in reverse. Well, let me get my big butt out of here. Let's see here. All right, one more cast. Man, some of these frogs sound angry. What did I say? One more cast? I meant one more cast. I hear you. Oh, that's supposed to be my last cast. My bad. This will be my last cast. All right. That is a desperate sounding frog, isn't it? I wonder I didn't catch none. I couldn't even get that on there. Come on, frog. He really was close. No wonder he sounded so loud. Well, everyone that's still here, everyone that stopped by, I appreciate you hanging with me, but it is time to get my butt loaded up and get home. 4 o'clock's gonna come early. Can't believe my wife hasn't called me yet. So I hope everyone has a wonderful night, and I really appreciate everyone hanging out with me for a little bit. Y'all have a great night. What's up, frog? Didn't realize how many frogs were out here. That gives me an idea for next morning I'm out here. Alrighty, y'all have a great night. Thank you. Bye.